Years ago, I donated blood. Weeks later, a card arrived in the mail telling me my blood type was O positive. That didn't make sense. I had always tested O negative. To be sure, I tested myself again. The result was the same as it had always been, O negative. When I shared that experience online, something unexpected happened. Messages began pouring in from people all over the place, all telling eerily similar stories. They had donated blood, received paperwork stating one blood type, and later discovered it was wrong. That's when this stopped being a personal anomaly and started looking like a pattern. O negative blood is rare, making up only about 7% of the global population. But rarity alone isn't what makes it strange. What's strange is how it clusters geographically and genetically, appearing more frequently in certain populations with unusually ancient roots. One of the most cited examples is the Basque people of northern Spain and southern France. The Basques are genetic outliers. Their language does not resemble any other Indo-European language. Their culture predates Roman occupation, and they are considered one of the most genetically isolated populations in Europe. Statistically, they also have one of the highest concentrations of O-negative blood in the world. Anthropologists describe this as genetic preservation. Conspiracy researchers describe it as a preserved bloodline. This leads into another uncomfortable layer of the discussion: Neanderthal DNA. Modern humans carry small percentages of Neanderthal genetics, but not evenly. European populations tend to carry higher concentrations. Neanderthals were not just physically distinct from modern humans. They had different immune responses and different biological markers. O-negative blood lacks the Rh factor entirely. It isn't negative in the sense of being lesser. It's missing a marker that most humans have. In biology, when something is missing, it usually points to mutation, isolation, or inheritance from a different source. That's where the conversation takes a turn into territory most people are conditioned to dismiss immediately. The idea of non-human genetic influence. The theory isn't that aliens arrived in spacecraft and openly interbred with humans. The theory is much quieter and much older. If non-human genetics were introduced into humanity in deep prehistory, it wouldn't show up in faces or mythology alone. It would show up in incompatibilities. One of the most cited examples is Rh incompatibility in pregnancy. Rh-negative mothers can develop immune reactions when carrying Rh-positive babies. In extreme cases, the mother's body attacks the fetus. Conspiracy theorists ask a disturbing question: why would evolution design reproduction to include built-in genetic conflict unless two different biological origins were involved? There is no scientific proof that O-negative blood is extraterrestrial in origin, but the question itself refuses to disappear. When a biological trait is rare, ancient, and surrounded by mythology, it becomes sensitive. Traits like that are rarely celebrated. More often, they are quietly managed. This is where the conversation shifts from bloodlines to systems. If a blood type carries even symbolic associations with ancient ancestry, genetic isolation, or otherness, it becomes something institutions prefer to normalize rather than highlight. Not to hide the truth, but to make the truth blend in. To reduce curiosity. To prevent identity from forming around it. History shows that powerful systems don't usually destroy anomalies. They categorize them. They track them. They control the narrative around them. Mislabeling doesn't have to be malicious. It can be bureaucratic. It can be procedural. It can exist in the gray space where paperwork replaces identity and no one questions the result. So when people are told they are one blood type and later discover another, the question isn't simply whether a mistake was made. The more unsettling question is who benefits when certain people never realize what makes them different. There is no verified evidence of alien bloodlines, lost civilizations, or secret genetic hierarchies. But there is evidence of historical medical abuse, systemic failure, and institutions prioritizing order over transparency. And when patterns repeat across strangers, across decades, and across systems, they deserve investigation rather than ridicule, because belief matters. Belief creates identity. Identity creates community. And community challenges centralized narratives. The easiest way to prevent that isn't to erase the truth, it's to mislabel it. If you are a negative, or if you were told you weren't, this story might be closer to you than you think. Compare notes. Ask questions. Keep your records. Blood remembers what paperwork forgets. And this page is far from closed. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Bloodtype Conspiracies brought to you by Lost Pages Studios. If you share a similar story, please comment below. Also, please do not forget to like and share, and if you enjoy this content, please subscribe for more episodes from Lost Pages Studios.